Hey, we're in. Oh dear. I was bloody obscenely late. Right, now. The explanation goes as far as this. I was working on editing a video. That's now done. But the other thing, by and large, that made me late was, why I was late was, I was working on a video description, writing up a video description, but I didn't realize the time and I'd forgotten I had a late night live scheduled when I was writing up the description and getting the video edited. The video that's edited is done, but I spent a long time. The thing I really spent longest on doing was writing up a video description, and that was rather stupid of me. That was so stupid. I was writing up a video description I spent the longest on doing, but it's all written up and done now. Hello to Heather and Stevie, and hello Harriet. Hello. Rather late night. Hello Imogen, I'm so sorry about the lateness. I'm really sorry. I see Sapper and His Majesty the King was on in a moment ago. Hello to Hailey once again. No, I'm not in bed. What kept me up? What took me so long, Heather? What took me so long, Heather, was writing the video description, and I spent longest on working on it, and I didn't realize the time when I was working on writing the description. I was like, oh dear, oh no, I'm late, I'm obscenely late, oops, oh no. Even His Majesty the King said I was as late as a train. Are you still here? Hello, Sapper, sorry about the lateness. And I really... Yes, I know it's your birthday tomorrow. Well, hope you have a nice, whatever it is you're doing this evening. I hope it goes well. Sorry, wait a moment. Sorry about this. Thank you, Hailey, for your friendliness regarding Heather's birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, wait a moment. There, all things done. And thank you, Harriet, for your kindly birthday wishes to Heather regarding her birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Whatever it is you're doing tonight, Heather, I hope it goes well. Because it's your birthday on the 6th of September, being your... Yes, and also, if you didn't know, you had the same birthday as the late Cliff Crozier, believe this or not. The late Clifford Crozier had his birthday was the 6th of September as well, believe this or not. Both of you were born on the same day, both sharing the same birthday, 6th of September. No, I know how old Heather is. Heather's going to be 70 next year, Sapper, but she's 69 on the 6th of September. And if Cliff Crozier was still alive, he would be 109 on the 6th of September. But you wouldn't think she's her age, Sapper. You wouldn't think she's her age if you see a picture of her. I have seen what she looks like, and I never would have thought she was the age she is. Not in a lifetime would I think that. It's Sapper, not Snapper. No, you do. You really do, Heather. Can I tell you something? You look better than what my grandfather looked like when he was in his latter 50s. My late grandfather Edmund. That is, when he was in his latter 50s, he looked older than what you looked like when I saw what you looked like No, really, he did. Even through his 60s, he didn't age well at all. He really didn't. And also, he had a much frailer look in his 60s. Well, he wasn't fragile, but he was generally thin. But he did get pretty frail in his 70s. Oh, Sapper, I'm an old flut. Harriet, you're not. You are not 107. I remembered you saying before, I could never depict you as 107. You're pulling our legs. One thing I could say on that, Harriet, you're pulling your legs. Oh, I wouldn't change my age for the world, Hailey. I wouldn't really change it for the world. The only thing we cannot do is get younger, sadly. If we could get younger, fantastic. But sadly, it's not the reality, but there we are. I mean, if I could be younger, I'd like to be a little boy again and run around a school playground without getting out of breath. Because could I run around a school playground without getting out of breath again? No, I couldn't. But could I walk around a school playground without getting out of breath? Just about, yes. But I couldn't run around a playground anymore. No. It wouldn't take me very far to get very out of breath with running now. But one thing that changes when you get older is your physical, everything, the body changes physically. That's one way to put it. And all that. Well, your body changes as you get older. Physical things changes as you get older. That's the thing, and that's the hard reality of getting older. I will sing you a big happy birthday. Yes, but come this time next year. Hopefully, I'm not event attending on your landmark birthday, but well, if I am event attending on your landmark birthday, if I'm event attending on your landmark birthday, Heather, well, I would have to do it in the evening hours on that day. But I have to see, because I cannot tell what's going to happen from this time next year. But my guess is it will be an event attending weekend. That's my surmised conclusion. I can't prove it yet. I don't know it yet, but I cannot prove anything until I find out. But if I'm event attending on your birthday this time next year, your special one, I would have to do it in the evening hours. If you get to 80, you will take up underwater ski. Oh, Stevie, you're funny. Oh, gosh. If you get to 80, you'll take up hand gliding. Not a bad idea, Sapper. Would I take up hand gliding? No. To be honest with you, I don't think I couldn't run fast or far enough to take off from a high hillside. I couldn't do that now. I'm afraid. Thank you, Heather. Just remembering your birthday is so special. Pleasure always. It's pleasure always. I couldn't forget your birthday. I'm now your favourite person forever. Thank you. At your age, Heather, you could model anybody who's probably at least 10 years younger. You could model better than them. No, really, you could. I mean, out of any models who would say like maybe 5-10 years younger than your age, Heather, you could just model easily better than them, having seen what you look like. No, really, you could. I certainly do by and large think that for certain. You now have a stomach condition which is called Dicky Doo. When you look down, it sticks out more than. Oh, God. Brilliant one. That's a good one. Oh, howdy, Zeph. Howdy. You doubt you'll make it to 80? Never mind. Oh, I see. Never mind. Well, not him. I mean, take my grandfather Edmund, for example. He didn't even make it to 75. He only made 73. It didn't even make 75. Although one could have thought he was a lot older than that at the time of his death, or certainly before. Certainly once he was after his formal thrombocythemia diagnosis and weight loss that went with it, one could have thought he could possibly be many years older. You know, I mean, you could have. I mean, some of us go young, some of us go old, Zeph. That's just life, unfortunately. We sadly cannot choose how long we live. That's the thing. Nowadays, you have to breathe in when you get in the shower to get your. Sapper, you're pulling out the comedy, aren't you? You have to stay fit because one day you'll be coming to England with me and Louise Hayward. I think you and Louise, I don't think you could get enough of each other. I would certainly say that. Yes. I mean, your gardening obviously keeps you in good nick. That's one thing. And having seen what you look like, it looks like the gardening has generally kept you in good nick. Not only the gardening, but the good diet you have of no red meat and plenty of fish and vegetables. Having seen what you look like, I believe the diet and certainly the fruit you have during the day, ditching the lunch. You do look in very good nick. I wouldn't be surprised learning that you walk. I never knew you did yoga. You didn't look. I mean, I didn't think you. I wouldn't have thought you looked fit to the point of athletic fit. But I never knew you played pickleball or yoga or walking. But I knew you walked. I would have thought you'd walk. Having seen what you look like, you definitely look like a healthy walker, by and large, when seeing what you look like. And I would have definitely thought you retained a generally good diet. And ditching lunch for some fruit. Good way to do it, you know. Oh, hello to Tasso. Hello to Tasso. Tasso's on board. Yes, Harriet, Sapper, get a grip. Good one, Harriet. Good one indeed. Oh, we are by and large of silliness. That's all that. You need to hit the hay. Okay, Sapper. Hope the hay gets hit all right. Ta-ta for now. See you hopefully on the Inspirational Livestream. One of the children brought you a flower today. A few minutes later, you looked across the room. Another child was eating it. Made my day. Oh, what a trick surprise. You get gifted a flower, but the next thing you know, someone's eaten it. That's a trick surprise. This is true, Heather. We certainly do eat very similar. Yes, we well and truly do. No, I know that, Heather. You're quite a few hours behind. But I really am surprised learning that you play pickleball and yoga. I never knew that, Heather. Well, that's obviously going to keep you in good nick. I knew you like to walk, and I know you like to swim on occasion. I've not swam for years now. I haven't swam for many years. My mother's never swam. My dad swims. My dad can swim, but my mother can't do it, I'm afraid. But never mind. You have to take your dog out. Okay, Imogen, hope your dog walk goes okay, but I just hope your dog's safe around other dogs. Vitally importantly. I mean, Heather, who's on here, she used to have a dog and obviously walked her dog, the little Bichon, which she fortunately wasn't allergic to. But if Heather's still on here, How was your little Bichon when it came to taking it out on dog walks? How was your late Bichon with other dogs if taking it out? That's the important question I thought I would ask, since dog walking was mentioned. Yes, Harriet, just bear with me a moment. Hello to Nutmeg. You had a lovely walk around Boston College campus. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic walk. He loved walking till he got older. I think once dogs get to a certain age, they can only go so far as I'm certain, Heather. Once a dog gets to a certain age, it can only go so far with walking distance. It's same with certain people. Once some people get to a certain age, they're very limited how they walk. Animals are very like people. Dogs are people too. Same with cats, not to mention. Yes, it certainly is a howdy to our lovely Nutmeg. Yes, lots of hugs to our Nutmeg indeed. Then you'd end up carrying him home. Well, he was a little thing, wasn't he? Because I have looked up Bichons, and Bichons do look generally little. They generally do look little, Bichons, and so forth. Bichons are small dogs. But another example of a small dog, what would it include? Jack Russell? A Jack Russell is another example of a small dog. Toy poodle, miniature poodle, other examples. Cocker spaniel, that's another example, cocker spaniel. And miniature other breeds, there we are. But can I share something rather astonishing, speaking of sizes of dogs and all that? Sizes of dogs, speaking of dog sizes, if Heather's still on here, my best friend David, I remember you saying he was 17 when he died, Heather. Yes, impressive age. Impressive age for a dog to live to. 17 years, impressive age to hit. Only 12 to 14 pounds. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Jumped out of my skin. Not entirely. But Heather, if you're still on here, my best friend David, since we're getting to dog sizes of dogs, he met a Saint Bernard in Eastbourne that weighed 176 pounds. What is your thought on that? A Saint Bernard dog, or any breed of dog, weighing 176 pounds. What's your thoughts on that? Do share. My thought on... yeah, it's huge. 176 pounds, it's not huge for human beings, independent of one's height, but for a dog, that is certainly by and large, without questionable doubt, huge. Oh, hello to Willa and Alice. They send their love. Oh, hello to Willa and Alice. He would pull you around. He'd probably pull me around on that walk too, because I'm only 154 pounds. I'm 22 pounds lighter than 176 pounds. It wouldn't only pull you, it would easily pull my mother. Because my mother's not, well, I wouldn't have thought you were petite when seeing what you look like. I never would have thought you were petite, but my mother's reasonably petite. Fairly skinny to petite is how I'd describe my mother. I don't know what she is for weight. Well, she never reached very tall height, that's one thing, but she's probably about 130, anywhere between 132, 140 pounds, that's my guess. My mother, she's not a very heavy weight, certainly not very big either. Oh, thank you, Heather, thank you. Even Zev said my mother is knockout gorgeous. Well-trained dogs don't pull. That is true, Zev, yes, that is true. But could you imagine a 176-pound dog pulling, say, myself or Heather over, for example? I never would have thought, I never would have thought Heather was petite, but my guess she's probably about 7 pounds short of my weight. But I would have thought probably heavier than my mother, for example, because my mother is quite small by and large. It would also pull my Edmund over if he was still alive. Had he walked to St. Bernard, I don't think he could sustain it because he was very petite for weight. He was both short and very petite for weight. I don't know what he was for weight. I think pre-thrombocythemia, I don't think he could have weighed anything more than 126, 130 pounds, something like that. He was never overweight. He was always skinny and petite all his life. I mean, well, mind you, he was short, but he was always thin, very, very thin built all his life. But he did get very, very thin before he died, or painfully skinny before he died. So, yes. But what Heather shared, a St. Bernard weighing 176 pounds, not only would that pull Heather over, quite likely, but it would certainly pull me over without questionable doubt. Because we're both not particularly big people for weight, that is. Oh, you off now, Stevie? Ta-ta for now. I'm pretty sure Heather's son could probably sustain walking a huge 176-pound Saint Bernard, I would imagine. That's my guess, because he's more than I am, and certainly tall. So it would obviously help, and he would obviously be right. He'd be able to do it better. Oh, he could. No, he could handle it without questionable doubt. My belief is, Heather, I think he could handle it without questionable doubt. I mean, it's us two who probably couldn't. You love St. Bernards and Portuguese water dogs. How interesting, Harriet. How very interesting. You need to walk small. No, I could imagine, Heidi, because you are quite short yourself. I think a St. Bernard would knock you over just by brushing past me. Well, you did say you're very petite, Kaz, so I could imagine so. I don't think a St. Bernard could knock me quite full-blown over. Certainly not. I don't think it could knock myself or Heather over. I don't think that could necessarily happen. Could it knock over my mother, for example? I don't know, but there's a possibility it could. Because I don't know what her weight is, but my guess she's probably about 132, 140 pounds, something like that. So there's probably a chance that a St. Bernard could knock me mother over. Could it knock myself or Heather over? Unlikely, quite unlikely. Because neither one of us, we're not short, neither one of us is short, and we're not entirely petite. Well, I wouldn't have thought Heather was by and large petite, but slim built. But certainly not, I never would have thought full-blown petite. Hello to you, Samantha. Hello to you. But my Edmund was petite for weight. However, says to a man who couldn't have been anything more than 126, 130 pounds pre-thrombocythemia. But it wasn't good. It was nearly 2 years before he died, about 19 months before he died. That was when he was formally diagnosed with thrombocythemia, which was sadly his cause of death. He weighed only 114 pounds at the time of his thrombocythemia diagnosis. 114 pounds. Could one imagine that on a man over 70, where he was almost 72 at the time? And can one imagine 114 pounds on a 70-plus-year-old man? Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for your kindly support towards me regarding the tributes I did for Sapper, Graham, and Fiona. I know, Heather, yes. I mean, I don't know if you could ever imagine being 114 pounds at the age you are now, but that's frailty weight. 114 pounds is frailty weight, especially for anybody over 70. But it really depends on your height and all that. But he was short, my Edmund was. But even at his short height, he looked very frail on that. I mean, even Harriet's very petite. And could you imagine her walking at an 176-pound Saint Bernard says to a lady whose weight generally never goes much above 115, 117 pounds. Gosh. So you're talking a petite lady, our Harriet. But if she's happy with full-blown petite weight, that's certainly fine. Even Kaz is full-blown petite. Thank you. Thank you, Heather. No, you commented on that post and I received it well. I've been forever in training your cat to accept a harness on her. Oh, gosh. Yes, I think he has got the wrong time for the 8th of September 2024. That's just after Heather and her son Ronnie's birthday, because they're the 6th and 7th of September, respectively. But 8th of September 2024, I think he meant 7 p.m. UK time. You gained 3 pounds in Copenhagen eating popcorn and pasta. Well, I think you'd probably be about 120 pounds by now. So still under 9 stone, very petite going, but you gained 3 pounds in Copenhagen. I think if that was me eating the popcorn and the pasta, I'd probably gain about 5 or 6 pounds. Depending on how much I had, you would have had to have had a lot to have gained that much, Harriet. But had that been me, for example, I'd probably gain about 7 to 10 pounds. Oh, he was 9th of September, your father. One of my friends, he's the 10th of September, but he's an old man now. Haven't seen him for a long time, but 10th September, he'd be 86. So he's very old today. Now, 7 p.m., but he scheduled it as 7 a.m. UK time, Zeph, that is. But how lovely learning that you had your birthday for the 6th, your son the 7th, your father the 9th. How fantastic. 3 birthdays less than a week away from one another. Thank you, Alfredo. Alfredo, hello. I'm extremely sorry I was slow to acknowledge you, but hello to you, Alfredo. Hello to you. We had one big cake. Oh, gosh, wow. That is astonishing. You bought a box at Tivoli every day, right next to your hotel. Best popcorn you'd ever had in your life. 2 of your children are on 27th of October, 10 days apart. 27th of October, that's Graham's birthday. But if you didn't know, Heather, you share the same birthday as the late Cliff Crozier. I think you heard me say it before, but I thought I'd tell you again in case you weren't aware. The late Cliff Crozier, he's not with us now, unfortunately, but you had the same birthday as him. And astonishingly, both of you were born on the same day, 40 years apart, to tell you on things. And he lived well into old age, by the way. He lived to be past 100, actually. And he did pretty well for 100, actually. When he was aged 100, he flew in an old biplane, getting in and out of the old biplane without any assistance whatsoever. And the person who was flying the biplane and saw him clamber inside and out of it, he said, you would never have believed he was 100 when he got in and out without assistance. Still had good mobility even up till he died. I mean, before he died, he had what you call a walking frame. He had a walking frame before he died. One would typically expect that from anybody over the age of 100. But what was I going to share? You could barely get in a float plane when you was in Alaska. Oh, gosh, so sorry about this, Zeph. So sorry about that. Hello to Sherry and Quake Girl. Hello to you. Nebula, hello to Nebula. Well, typically one would expect anybody over the age of 100 walking with a walking aid or sticks and all that. Oh, Teddy, Hello, Teddy. I think I saw you, but I'm sorry I was late acknowledging you. Hello, all the same. But could one imagine a man getting in and out of an old biplane aged 100 without assistance? Oh, X. Now, everybody, I need a strict word to say. I need to say something very, very important. X, who's on here, he is not a troll. And X, I am sorry. I am extremely sorry I came under the wrong impression of you. Listen, everybody, I think all of you owe X an apology because X is not a troll. He is actually a respected former he was in the army. He was a respectable former army general. So we salute and respect you, X, and well done for all you did. Well done for your years of service in the military and the armed forces. X, I have much respect to anybody who's served in the military or anything relating to the armed forces. Respect to you always, X, and I'm so sorry if the naughty impression I came under of you, or the wrong impression I came on of you. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for making X feel welcome. But please, please, for those of you who thought that X was a troll, please do apologize because he was actually very upset. For those of you who thought he was a troll when he was on the last Late Night Live, so please do apologize to X if you can. For those of you who mistook him for a troll, please apologize because he actually took a lot of offense to that. Thank you, Nebula. Yes, thank you for all your service, X. Well done. Thank you, Heather. Thank you for your friendliness towards Nebula and Quake Girl. Thank you. Thank you. It gets easier. Mine will be 35 and 25 this year. You have two children born on the same day, 2 years apart, 27th of May. Fascinating, Quake Girl. Fascinating. I am like your bedtime story. Really, Samantha. Really? Wow. Wow. There were 36 and 34 this year, and grandbabies. This X is not a troll. Just to say X, Alfredo is referring to a different X, not you, but another one. Thank you. You was a captain. Oh, gosh, I'm so sorry, X. Well, much saluted, double salute or triple salute, respect to you, X. Well done for all your years of service in the army. Well done. Much respect always. Same with Graham, Trevor, Sapper, and Hutch. They're ex-military, so well done for their years of service. Oh, Zeph, just to say, X is not a troll. Thank you, Nutmeg. Yes, thank you for your service, X. Thank you. Thank you. We are just so sorry we caused the live stream to be an absolute deterrence for you, X. No, really, we are well and truly sorry. And actually, I actually felt very foolish after I saw your comment. Not only did I feel so bad, but I felt extremely foolish for what I came under the impression of you of, to tell you of things. No, really, I really did feel well and truly bad and foolish. Sorry about that. Sorry. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Nutmeg. Thank you. You didn't have to say this, but thank you. Thank you. No, I know, Heather, yes, one does have to be careful these days. Internet, mobile, other world. We have the real one and the virtual one. Yes, well said. Well said, Alfred. A very well shared sentimental point. Very well shared indeed, I must say. Oh, have you got to go? Ta-ta for now, Nebula. Ta-ta for now. Hello to Amy. Hello to Amy. You'd like to start the green porch lights in the UK. They do it in America to signify their support to the forces. I know that. I already know that. Thank you, X. I mean, if you need to take time to forgive, I completely understand. But yes, several parts of the internet are toxic, I know. That's without questionable doubt, to tell you one thing. Oh, ta-ta for now, Heather. Ta-ta for now. You sleep well, won't you? Because you're getting ready for bed, aren't you? Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now. And I hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow, Heather. No, really, I hope you have a wonderful birthday tomorrow and very many happy returns on your special day. Thank you, everybody, for showing your support towards Heather. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you. I think I remember you saying you were Air Force. I think I remember you saying you were Air Force, Zeph. I think I by and large remember you saying this before. How have I been? I've been all right. I'm quite all right, great girl. I'm not too bad, thank you. I'm quite all right for health, fortunately. Hope you're okay over in New Zealand. And I imagine you're looking forward to the end of the winter season because I imagine it gets rather cold in New Zealand come the winter. Harriet, I should make the live, yes. I am event attending on Saturday. I'm not going to say where it is, but I am event attending on Saturday, but I should be back far more than just on time for Sapper's live stream by 9 p.m. UK time Saturday. I should by and large be far more than completely on time for it. (9 p.m.) No. I should almost definitely, by and large, be completely on time for it, Harriet, and I'll certainly be your date for Sapper's live stream. To tell you something, Harriet, well, as I'll be your date, always feel free to lean on my shoulder and snuggle up when it comes to the live stream. No, but could one imagine if we were sat on a bench together and Harriet was just leaning on my shoulder? and wrapping her arms around me whilst leaning on my shoulder. Could you imagine that? You've been to Texas, California, New Mexico, Colorado, South Carolina, Ramstein, ABF. Your dad was a B-52 gunner in Cold War. Nam era, then transitioned to recon. Texas is your favourite place. Well, hence howdy. Close second, South Carolina. Interesting. You'd like to visit Texas, really, Janet? Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. You was a forces kid, British Army, Germany, Kenya, Brunei, and UK. Joining the service was just growing up. Wow. That is, by and large, very interesting. You're a winter's child. Oh, I didn't know that. Quick girl, I certainly did not know that. I was born during the summer. I was born just at the start of the summer. Beaufort. Ooh. You've never been to America? Samantha, I'm the same. I've never been to the United States of America before. Yes, I know, Harriet, you're an autumn child, as is our Brian Blessed, because his birthday is in October as well, like you. And my Edmund, his birthday was October, just like you as well. His birthday was in October, believe this or not. It was my Edmund. He was born on the 17th of October 1946 and died on the 18th of February 2020, aged 73, as you may already know. So he, like you, was an autumn child as well. No, it's true. Brian Blessed is October as well, yes. Sorry about that. This year was a leap year, Samantha. This year was a leap year. And you have the same birthday as Deborah Coleman, Samantha, believe this or not. You've got the same birthday as Deborah Coleman. Just to tell you of things. The same birthday as Deborah Coleman. She's 28th of April. To tell you all things, and Deborah, by the way, is located over in the United States of America. Just to show, you know. A birthday sister. Some good eats in the south. Interesting, nutmeg. We only live once. Yes, very well said. We only live once. Great food in the south, but no grits for this Kentucky girl. Okay. Interesting. By and large, interesting. Biscuits and gravy. That sounds unusual. I wouldn't have gravy with biscuits, personally speaking, Samantha. No. But I'm all for milk and biscuits, though. On the other hand, oh, sorry about that. Oh, interesting. Interesting learning of this from you, Harriet. Very interesting. You do by and large share a point, Quake Girl. That's by and large an interesting and good point you've shared. USA biscuits are like hard dumplings. Wow. You're getting hungry. Oh, gosh, Heidi, you're getting hungry. Gosh, are we now getting onto a conversation regarding food? Sounds like we're talking food on here. Samantha, why don't I put in something rather funny that could strike oneself as amusing? Is this me or Master Chef? Good question, X. Very good question. Sorry I got a little quiet, but there you are. Thought I'd share something that could strike oneself as amusing, since we're now talking about food. Love pasta, pizza. I like a good pizza or a pasta at a time. No, Harriet, no, I didn't. I didn't have cauliflower, no. Gordon Ramsay. He is Master Chef. I already had my milk, Heidi. I'm going to share another thing. Sorry. I love Italian food too, Heidi. Certainly so. Thought I'd share something amusing now. You was at a party with Gordon? Oh, God, it's huge. Oh, size 14s are huge. Bloody hell. That is so huge. That is so huge. That is very huge. Size 14s. I'm only size 8 UK. I mean, 14 is bloody huge. Wow. That is by and large huge. Well, can I tell you something, Harriet? My friend Tommy Gardiner, he's got size 15 feet. So could you make something of that? Size 15 feet. Huge, 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 huge. He could pass them down to Sebastian. Are you referring to Sebastian Trevor's son, Samantha? I think Gordon Ramsay is over 6 foot tall. I know he's over 6 foot tall. I know he's a tall man. They are land surfers. They're almost canoe feet, size 14s. But can I tell you something? One of my friends, and all that. Oh, hello to Penny. Hello to you. You wanted to stop by before you watch the first football game of the season. Oh, I didn't realize you're watching the football. I never knew. I never knew you had an affinity for football, Penny. I had little realization of that. Yes, do say hello to our lovely Penny. Do say hello to our lovely Penny. Hello to Penny. Thank you, Penny. Harriet and Quake Girl. I think the thing you're now waiting for from Penny, if you ran into her, is nothing but a great big, tightly handheld hug from our lovely Penny. I think that's the thing you'd all be waiting for from her, the two of you. and so forth. I think the thing you'd be waiting for from Penny, Samantha, is now nothing but a great big, tightly handheld old hug and all that. I think that's the thing you need to expect from Penny. He's rather handsome. No, he does look rather handsome in person. He does look like a handsome man, Gordon Ramsay. He's blonde, blue eyes. He's blonde and blue-eyed, Gordon Ramsay. And he's a pretty muscular man, Am I muscular? No. Well, I'll show you. I think Penny would be surprised if she by and large saw it. Does that look muscular? No. Gordon Ramsay, he's got much bigger arms than what I've got. Interesting, a blonde blue eyes. How interesting, Penny. Very interesting learning this from you. But Gordon Ramsay, he is a muscular man. I have seen pictures of him, Harriet, and he does look pretty muscular. You only make salad and guacamole. You only make salsa and guacamole. But one thing you have something in common with, Penny. You've got something in common with Deborah Coleman. She's blonde and blue eyes, to tell you on things. And so forth. All that. They're sleeping, Amy. My cats are sleeping. We're just past 1:30. Penny. No, but what are your thoughts on that, Penny, if you'd seen? What are your thoughts on an arm like this on a man? What are your thoughts on that? Could you imagine that, Penny, seeing this on a man? This is what £154 give you. That's what it would give oneself, £154, a skinny arm, by and large, and so forth. But to be honest with you, I'm happy with a skinny arm like this, skinny arms like that. I'm happy with it. Well, tell you something by and large, Penny. I'm happy with skinny arms. I'm happy with skinny arms, to tell you all things. Yes, those main things, as long as I'm happy. No, to be honest with you, Samantha, I don't think my hugs would be strong enough. I don't think they'd be all that strong, really. It'd probably be... Well, if I was to say hug Harriet, for example, because she's not only is she shorter, but she's physically smaller than I am weight-wise, it would probably feel strong to her. But if it was, say, Penny or others, I don't think it would be all that strong to all of... Oh, gosh, that's surprising. Your arms are bigger than mine. Well, you did say you weigh more than I do, Penny, so that probably wouldn't, by and large, surprise me, by all means, you know. But gosh, your arms are bigger than mine. That would probably be not only my arms, that'd be bigger than my mother's arms, because my mother's got skinny arms too. You know, because my mother is small for weight. To be honest with you, I'd say smaller than I am for weight. Says to a lady, my mother, who's only got about a 27, 28-inch waist. So you're talking quite a small lady, Penny, or everybody else on here. But that is surprising. That really is surprising, learning that Penny's got bigger arms than myself. £150 sterling would be great steak and excellent wine. I thought you were talking about the weight, because my weight in pounds is £154, not 150. I'm £4 over that. That arm needs... no. Can I tell you something, Harriet? Harriet, I'm not going to have any tattoos printed on me. I won't have any tattoos printed on me. I mean, no, really, I'm not going to have any tattoos printed on my arms. No. If anyone asks me, am I going to have a tattoo printed on my arm or any part of my body, my straight answer to that is no. No. No, 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 no. No tattoos on my arms or anywhere. No. Oh, have you got to go? Ta-ta for now. Janet, ta-ta for now. I mean, I'm a strong man too. I'm a fairly strong man, and so forth. I am a strong man. I mean, well, despite the cost of a skinny arm, I am a strong man despite that. I mean, I may have to be careful with certain heavy things, but other than that, I am strong in my own physical set of strength and all the rest of it. Have you got to go too, Amy? Ta-ta for now. Ta-ta for now if you are going, Amy. But yes, you have an affinity for your garden work. That's probably the thing that keeps you strong. Well, if seeing all the garden work you do, that's probably the thing that keeps you strong. Maybe it's probably the muscle you've got on you. That probably explains why you weigh more than I do. That's probably the reason behind it. And plus, when you underwent a bloody hell of 40-pound weight loss, but then eventually putting on a few pounds, both either a little bit of weight or muscle weight, pretty surprising going. But does it surprise me that you said you work outside a lot? No, because you do you tend to your garden fairly often, don't you? Oh, gosh, taking into account you having bigger arms than what I've got, say, I've seen a picture of Harriet and her arms are very like mine, skinny. And gosh, can you imagine if you hugged Harriet? She'd probably think, what a strong hug. Let me go, your hug is too strong. Could you imagine if Penny hugged Harriet and Harriet was like, Penny, could you let me go? Let me go, please. Your hug's too strong. I'm not trying to say this to be naughty or rude. I'm just saying it. I'm saying it just to be funny. No, but could one imagine that? No, I'm sorry, Harriet. I already said earlier on, I'm not having any tattoos printed on me. No, I'm afraid not. Oh, God. I think I got a little bit silly on that moment, didn't I? Gosh. In the little house on the prairie dress. That is, yes. No, you had a fantastic dress. No. I'm sorry, Penny, but I'm never having any piercing done on me. No. No, 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 no. I'm sorry, Nutmeg, I'm never having a tattoo printed on me, full stop. No. I don't want tattoos printed on me. No. No. I'm sorry. No. No tattoos printed on me. That's that. You love the haircut and the meanings behind it. No, I'm not a piercing tattoo kind of guy. Yes, you're right. Zeph, I'm certainly not that kind of man. I'm sorry, Harriet, but no tattoos. Gosh, are we now talking tattoos? We were talking tattoos, and then now has it happened because of me showing an arm and taking Penny by surprise? Is it because of what I've shown? Is it because of me showing what my arm looks like and taking Penny by surprise? Is this why the tattoo gauge is now started? In your defense, you're a biker chick. How interesting. Hardcore. Now that is a hardcore skill. Very much hardcore skill. Oh, your Maori King cost. I didn't hear the news. I need to look up the news on that regarding this, great girl. But awful, awful. A new queen called Queenie. Very moving day, I can imagine. You were a bit of a snit today. Oh, God. Oh, enjoy the football, Penny. Enjoy the football. Ta-ta for now. Much love to you always, Penny. Enjoy the football. You've got some oh. Once I showed my arm tattoo. And I just need to get a water drink just now. I had my milk, but oddly I'll have a water, but I'll have it fairly soon. Just going to enjoy my water now. Well, get my water and quickly come back. Oh, God. I'm sorry, Amy, but Penny's watching the football now. So she had to leave the live because of the football, but never mind. Your dad had a bike similar to Fonz in the Happy Days. Oh, impressive. Did he wear a leather jacket like the Fonz and the shirt and so forth? Yes, heartfelt condolences regarding the loss of the New Zealand king. Well, things creak as you get older, Harriet. Bones creak, things wear out, things stiffen. This is what sadly happens. That's the reality of older age, I'm afraid. Oh, there we are. Bones creak. The old Duke. Well, you know, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is, I'm afraid. Yeah. By and large, that's the way it goes. And so forth. Ah, he ride his bike. Impressive. He obviously had an affinity for motorbikes, Nutmeg. But speaking of motorbikes, I have a picture of me sat on a motorbike, actually. I've got a picture of me sitting on a motorbike when I was at at the Bexhill 100 Classic and Custom Car Show. I sat on a Triumph motorbike, which was a bit high on the seating for me. It was really ideal for taller people, the motorbike, because of the high seating. And I'm not typically tall myself, only 5'8", 154 pounds. And also my legs weren't long enough to completely go over the bike. Oh, have you got to go? Ta-ta for now, Shenny. Hope yourself and your husband have a nice restaurant meal. I certainly do hope it goes well for you both. But interesting learning your late father had an affinity for motorbikes. Nutmeg. Very interesting. I think he would. Harriet, yes. We just got to see what his reaction will be. I'm not that sporty either, Zeph. I'm not that sporty either. I used to be sporty years ago, but not as I got older for age. It's decreased. It's what happens, unfortunately. I can walk around okay. I can walk around perfectly okay and walk reasonably far and so forth. But I can't run far. I sadly cannot run far. But sadly, the older you are, you become a lot more limited with running and things and so forth. But interesting learning, you did mention this to Sapper about the avatar I'd be using. You found yourself a dreadful message because you love horses. Sorry about that. Oh, sorry, I was looking at something else. Naughty boy of me to done. Your dad used to give neighbourhood kids a spin around the block on his bike. Then he skidded out on sand on street. Hazard springtime in New England with kid on back. That was the end of his bike. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, man. What a story. Yes, one needs a good horse to ride. One that takes care of its rider. That's vitally important. You married an ex-jockey racehorse trainer. He was a thoroughly horrid little man. Oh gosh. Awful. No, that's awful. Yes, I know it really would be. No, well, thank you, Harriet. Thank you for always saying that Sapper and I are your favourite YouTube gents. And things. Has anybody else got anything interesting to talk about on here? To wake up for. Well, can I tell you something, Nutmeg? Sapper used to be £238. Now he's gone down to about £224. Ta-ta for now, X. Ta-ta for now. Yes, I remember you saying you need inspiration because you like your model making, and some of the stuff I do inspires you to make the models of things. I remember you saying before, X, and that was touching. That was personally quite touching, hearing you say that. Sleep well, won't you, X? Ta-ta for now. But Nutmeg mentioned Sapper's size. Well, Sapper does weigh more than you, yes, that is as truth has things. Well, both of us weigh more than you, to tell you of things. But the difference is Sapper weighs considerably more than I do. He used to be about £238. No, he was £238 because that's 17 stone. Now he's about 16 stone, which is £224. But I think his weight varies between 16 and 17 stone, or 225 to £238. Sapper runs 100 kilometers further than you and I. I know. Impressive that he can run in spite of his big weight. Yeah, all the weight he has on him. I can't even run that far now, Harriet. But never mind. It's just the older you are, you lose the ability for certain things. All you can run is a bath. It's more or less all I can run too. All I can run is very short distances and a bath and a shower, and that's that. Yes, I think I remember him talking about that, Harriet. I think I do remember him talking about skydiving. I can't even skip. I can't even skip myself, Zeph. I really cannot even. I don't think I could even attempt to skip. I don't think. No, I can't even skip in the slightest. You've seen big men very light on their feet dancing. I'm not big. Well, I think you'd seen before, Nutmeg, but you may have forgotten. But But this definitely does not look big. This certainly, I would think this almost certainly doesn't look big to you. Harriet, I couldn't even skip. I can't even skip. Like you and Zeph, I can't even skip. I can't even. I can't even do that now. I don't think I even really skipped as a boy. No, but seeing what Nutmeg said about her having seen big men very light on their feet dancing, this really does not look big at all. Does that by and large look big? No. I guess I may weigh more than you by nearly 20 pounds, Nutmeg, and Sapper once weighing over 100 pounds more than your weight. This certainly does not look big at all. Certainly, by and large, doesn't look big. It's bigger than your... Yes, I'm not surprised. I've seen what you look like, yes. Your arms really did look tiny. Well, mind you, because you're only 100... Generally 115 to 117 pounds, but put on about another 3. So that would make it 118, 120 pounds. But interesting learning that my arm is bigger than yours. If it can lift a lovely double net, it's big enough. Sapper could be my bodyguard. Even though he's 16 stone, he could well be a bodyguard. If Sapper came round and stole the cats, you'd run 100 kilometers after him. Oh, God. I couldn't even run that. Your mouth, I've seen what you look like. Your mouth is bigger than mine, yes. I've seen that. I've seen that in the picture of you. Your mouth and your nose, not to mention, because mine's I've got a short, thin nose, you know. Well, it's genetics, mind you, because my mother's got a short nose. Mm-hmm. You've got a big honk. Oh. What is it that one wanted to share? Oh. I would love a nose like mine. I'm not bothered by it. Most people, to be honest with you, great girl, most people I've met have generally got longer noses than what I've got. I mean, to be honest with you, by and large, I've met a lot of people. I've met several people with longer noses than I've got, and certainly slightly bigger, not to mention. Mine really is generally on the short and thin side, but my mother's got a short nose. That's your starter nose. After the reconstruction in November, they make it smaller. It takes 2 years for the swelling to go down. Then you have final op for your perfect nose. Everybody's noses are all right, no matter what the size. Harriet, I'd say that. Even it was you yourself who said you had a nose generally on the large side. Having seen what you look like, I could really see that. Certainly not only bigger, but certainly longer than mine. Most people I've met have generally got not only longer, but certainly slightly bigger noses. than what I've got. Even people who've got thin noses than like mine. Even though I've seen many people with noses thin like mine, but by and large longer. Mine's both thin and short, but never mind. I'm happy with it. You know. Da, 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 da. It was made from your rib. Before your accident, you had a cute nose. Now it's oh gosh, really? It's because you made it from your rib. Because it was made from your rib. Oh gosh. You keep your nose but use it as a neck lift. Yes, you just never know, Samantha. Foodgate, Tattoo-gate, Nosegate. One just never bloody knows, dude. No, Harriet, I am so sorry hearing about your accident. Thank you, Nutmeg. Thank you for having Harriet's back. Thank you. Thank you. No, really, thank you for having her back. Medicine is wonderful. It depends what the medicine is, Harriet. Armgate. Oh, yes, shit. Armgate. Deep shit. Those Armgate. Yes. Same with mine. Same with mine, Heidi. My mouth isn't all that big, and my nose is small too. Same with you. Mine is generally small. And a roundish, thin face, what I've got. A fairly roundish, thin face. You know. Short, thin nose, a fairly small mouth. Roundish, complete full head of hair. Well, you can obviously see that, can't you? And this is not a toupee, by the way. I pull it, it's grown on the flesh. My head is brown, yes. My head is dark brown, Heidi. My hair isn't black, it's dark brown. A lot of people confuse me for having black hair, but it's in fact brown. Very dark brown. Dark brown it is. Because if I'm outside in a garden or any outdoor setting, when the sun's shining on my hair, one can see my hair is not black. It's in fact dark brown. When one sees the sunlight hitting the top of my hair, it's in fact a dark brown. And it's certainly, if one looks closely, my hair is in fact brown. I actually tell you something, Zeph. I'm in fact going grey, believe this or not. I've been greying for 5 years. But to be honest with you, I'd be grey. I think I'm going to be grey before I'm 40, to be honest with you. But many men, there are a lot of handsome grey-haired men out there. That is a point you had to share regarding me looking great with grey hair in the future. There are a lot of grey-haired, handsome men, as truth has things. You got grey early. Yes, I started going grey early too. Now, I know Harrison Ford is grey, Harriet. I know that without a shadow of a doubt. But still a very, very handsome man. Grey hair men get distinguished looking. Women just get old looking when they're grey. Not all. Some women are very young looking. You do get plenty of young looking women in older age, Nutmeg, and some old looking ones. They're just different in every way, every aspect. A spark of silver, yeah. You're not even grey at 53. I'm greying like mad now. I've even noticed several greys on the side of my hair. If one looks closely, you've got brown hair with some grey. Well, show you closely. You can see I'm greying. If you look closely, Heidi, I'm already greying and I'm younger than you. Look at that. Grey, close up. And you said you got brown eyes. Well, I don't know if you can see closely, Quake Girl, but if you see here, one could see the grey I've got. And the sides too, slightly. I mean, look at that. As a 23-year-old man, look at the grey hairs I've got. And near the rear end too. I mean, can you imagine that as a 23-year-old man? It's not the colour I'm so much worried about, it's the texture. Yes, you have got curly hair, I remember you saying at Nutmeg. And the grey ones that come in are disgusting. They are like public hair. First grey hairs were at 24. My first were when I was 18. I've been greying since I was 18. So quite a while now. Gosh, you were lucky to have never had any grey at my age. You're grey because you drive me mad. No, it's not because of that. It's genetics. It's purely genetic, Harriet. My maternal grandfather, my mother's father, he was grey by the time he was in his mid to late 20s. A touch of grey, yeah. I mean, I think expect in another 5-10 years, expect me to be grey in another 5-10 years. I think really one could expect me to be predominantly grey in about another 5-10 years' time. I mean, I'm really been greying because I've been greying now 5 years. Fast forward another 5-10 years to the future, I would really be almost nothing but grey. Phew, oh, Harry. Harriet, Harriet, have you been learning crudity? Have you been learning crudity? Oh, pubecate. It seems like you've been by and large learning crudity. Bloody hell. Oh, nutmeg Oh, God. It was nutmeg that started it, was it? Oh, yes, pubic. Oh, gosh. Sorry, nutmeg. I read it wrong. Sorry about that. I like this naturally, I swear. You started the pube gate. No, I remember you saying you're 5'1" Heidi. I'm 5'8" of height, so I'm taller than you. I'm actually, gosh, I'm not only am I taller than you, I'm taller than Zeph, Harriet, and Nutmeg, and very possibly Samantha too, but I don't know. So I think it's fair to say I'm taller than all of you, seeing all of you on the chat. But Heather, who was on, she's taller than myself, believe this or not. And because of her taller height, she modelled. Could I model at my height? No, I wouldn't be tall enough. For a lady, you'd have to be either 5'9" or taller in order to excel with modelling. And a man, you'd have to be about 6 foot or over. And Heather, with her being 5'9", she got into modelling because of her taller height. You're 5'4". Oh gosh, you're the same height as Harriet and David. You're the same height as my best friend David Scott, and you're the same height as Harriet. They're both 5'4". I mean, you're talking a short man with David, Samantha. I mean, can you imagine that? A man who's only 5'4" of height. You're talking a short man with David. Thank you, Quake Girl. Thank you for your friendliness. I'm guessing you were saying this about Hailey. Oh, okay. David could be a jockey. No, David's. I think he'd be too heavy to be a jockey. Nutmeg. No, because can I tell you something, Nutmeg? David weighs more than you, by the way. Well, David, but can I tell you something surprising, Nutmeg? David, when I first met him, he weighed 166 pounds when I first met him, which is more than what I weigh. And then, but can I tell you what his weight, his varied weight is now and what it varies in between? I mean, if I may tell you, Nutmeg. David's weight now varies between 148 to 154 pounds. So you're talking heavier than you, because you described yourself as slight. I wouldn't have thought your weight is slight. I would have thought slim, on the fairly petite to slim side, but I don't know if I'd go as far as slight. Harriet, yes, you could say she's both very petite and slight, yes, taking into account her generally 115, 117 pounds of weight. That's beefy for 5'4". Are you talking about 148 to 154 pounds, or are you talking about 166 pounds? The ex-husband was 5'2" and 52. Oh gosh, he was petite. 52 kilos is very petite. I mean, 52 kilos. That's less than the weight I used to be. Gosh, 52 kilos. That's around about the same weight as one of my friends. Not your conch, though. He's 18 pounds and... One of my friends is probably about 51, 52 kilos, Quake Girl, something like that. And she's actually the same 5'8" height as myself, because her weight is 8 stone nothing, which would be 112 pounds, and she's the same height as me. I don't know what those of you in America and Canada would think. Well, we've got Nutmeg and Zeph on here, but do share your thoughts on 112 pounds on a 5'8" lady. Could you imagine that? No way was you going to be heavier than the ex-husband. It's petite. It's very petite. No, that really is well and truly petite. Zeph, for a 5'8" lady, that is well and truly petite. I know, Harriet. And can I tell you something much more astonishing? She's only got a 22-inch waist. So, Harriet and everybody on here, what's your thoughts on the 5'8" lady having a 22-inch waist on her 8-stone frame? Do share your thoughts on that. Hello to Dave Bryan. Hello. Quake Girl, there was no way you'd want to be heavier than your ex-husband. I mean, my friend Penny, she's my height, and she weighs more than I do, and we've never had a problem with our friendship. our friendship relationship. We've never had a problem with that. She's my height but weighs more than I do. We've never had a problem with that. Supermodel measurements, yes. Supermodel. I don't want to judge, but that's my... Actually, can I tell you something that would probably get you surprised? Well, she's quite old, my friend. I don't know how old she is. She's got to be over 60. She's got to be in her 60s now. Well, she was when in her prime day. In her prime day, she had a 21-inch waist. Zeph, she used to have a 21-inch waist as a young lady. But she used to have a 21-inch waist, Zeph, and she was 5'9" as a younger lady. So do share your thoughts on a 21-inch waist on a 5'9" frame for a lady. Your grandmother was tall and thin, very thin. Interesting. As is my friend. Well, take into account she's well, it's not very tall, but it's taller for a lady. She used to be taller than my height, but now she's the same height as me. You know, but could you imagine a 21-inch waist on a 5'9" frame? Zeph, do share your thoughts on that, or everybody share your thoughts on that. When you weighed 46, oh my, petite, 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 petite. 4 times petite, that is, 47 kilos. Your waist was 18 inches. For your height, Quake Girl, for your height, that is 4 times petite, 47 kilos. Your waist was 18 inches, but not now. You're hefty. In what way are you hefty, Quake Girl? I wouldn't have thought you'd be anything more than my weight. My weight is 70 kilos, to tell you on things. Some people just aren't able to gain weight, perhaps a fast metabolism. No, you said this before. I remember you completely saying this before. Oh, bloody hell, 32 waist is big. 32-inch waist is big. No, I'm sorry if I sounded rude, but that... You'd be surprised to hear this, Heidi. I'm only a 30-inch waist. I've only got a 30-inch waist. But Zeph, you make a very good point. This is completely true, what you said. I mean, what you said about some people aren't able to gain weight, this is well and truly completely the truth. But 32 waist, that is by and large big. That's bigger than my mother's waist. I mean, not even my mother. I can't even imagine my mother. I can't even imagine my mother having a 32-inch waist. I'm a 30-inch waist. So, Hailey, do share your thoughts on me, taller than you, having a 30-inch waist. Do share your thoughts on that. 32 waist is average. 32 waist is big. That is big. Oh, you're the same age as me now, Quake Girl. I wasn't even that big when you were pregnant. Gosh, I'm 70 kilos as well. 32 waist is big. I mean, God, 32, bloody hell. I wouldn't want a waist that big. Anything beyond 30, that's big for me. That'd be big to my mother, for example. Says to a lady who's only got about a 27, 28-inch waist. I mean, you're talking a small lady, my mother, with a 27, 28 waist. You're talking a small lady. It depends on your figure, Harriet. It really depends on your figure and what weight you are. No, what you said, Harriet, it really depends on your figure. It really depends on your figure. 32. I think there are plenty of hourglass ladies who have 32 waists, or my sort of waist measurement. And I think, no, Harriet, no, I didn't. But getting to your point earlier on, Harriet, or those saying that 32 waist isn't large, I know it's not large, but it is big, by all means. You know, it does depend on your height, Zeph. Yes, it really well and truly does depend on your height. You do, I remember you saying before, 112. As a teen, I was about that weight as a teenager, 112. I mean, 112 pounds, I was probably about that sort of weight as a teenager too. But was I 5'7" as a teenager? No. I didn't really hit the 5'7" range until I was about 16. When I was 14, I was 5'6". I was only 5'6" at the age of 14. And every year after turning 14, I only grew half an inch a year. So 15, sometime after turning 15, it was 5'6.5". Sometime after turning 16, it was 5'7". And sometime after turning 17, it was 5'7.5". And sometime after turning 18, I reached the height I am now, 5'8", and that's the height I've remained at since turning 18. I only grew very, very steadily after turning 14, because my fastest growth was fairly early. Because I went from around about a foot shorter than the height I am now to around about just over 5 feet at the age of 12 in about a year. And my growth continually accelerated at a fairly fast rate, because my fastest growth was from about ages 11 until 14. Everyone says you're too skinny. Graham, he's 5'9". He's taller than me. He's taller than all of you, in fact, on here. He's the same height as my friend Heather, 5'9". So both of them are taller than all of you, to tell you odd things. Gosh, 110 pounds is petite. Bloody hell. Weight recently exploded on you this past winter and can't get it on. But you're only about 20 pounds less than my weight, aren't you, Nutmeg? I'm pretty sure you said you're about 20 pounds short of my weight, about 19, 20 pounds taller. 19, 20 pounds lighter than I am. I'm heavier than you and taller. Yes, Sapper is taller than me. He is taller than Graham. Yes, Sapper's 5'10". So if Sapper was on here, he'd be the tallest one in here. And he'd also be, by and large, the heaviest one on here. But to be honest with you, Nutmeg, if I was your weight, I'd probably look unwell if I was your weight. If I was your weight, I would really probably look unwell. Or if I was your weight, Zeph, because you said you're not overweight, but just heavier, I'd probably look unwell if I was your weight. If I was anything smaller than 154 pounds, I would very likely look quite ill to tell everybody odd things, or you odd things. You're an adorable package. You remind me of my daughter. She's similar height-weight ratio. Oh. Oh. But Quake Girl, seeing that your daughter's shorter than you, she could be your little girl. She could really well and truly be your little girl still, couldn't she? I mean, oh gosh, could you imagine you giving her a nice protective hug? I mean, could you imagine Quake Girl's little 5'1", 5'1" girl, And yet Quake Girl is embracing her daughter for a nice tightening grip of an embraced hug. All she'd be able to do is put one hand at the back of her head and the other arm around the shoulder part. So could you imagine that? I mean, Quake Girl would certainly, by and large, be able to still give the mother and daughter protective hug, couldn't she? With one hand holding the back of her head and the other hand around the shoulder part. I'm sorry if it sounded rude. I'm only trying to share a point. Don't want to to be honest with you, Zeph, I'd be too heavy to ride a horse, and I'd be a bit tall as well. Even though my height's not typically tall, oh gosh, now we're bloody boob cake again. I don't have a scale, so you never know your actual weight. Just go by the way your clothes fit you. Okay. The problem is that a lot of clothes don't fit you. Oh gosh, wow. But I remembered you saying you were very slight. I think you said you were about 135 pounds. That's nearly 20 pounds short of my weight, because I'm nearly 20 pounds over that, you know. No, but no, I'm not going unclothed on this live, Harriet. That is far beyond. That is beyond crudity if I went on the live unclothed, you know. But you know, Quake Girl, taking into account your petite daughter, who's only about 5 foot, as you said, and only about similar sort of weight to Heidi, you might be closer to 140. You was once 135, not certain as you don't have a scale. You know, 135 pounds, that's around about my mother's sort of weight. I don't know what my mother's weight is. It's around about 132, 140 pounds, something like that. But 140 pounds, Nutmeg, that's less than what I am. That's 140, that's 14 pounds short of my weight. You know, I'm heavier than that. Oh gosh, you make me laugh when you unclothed instead of nude. I'm not unclothing. Sorry, you read my comment wrong. Read it again. It was a compliment, not crude. Oh, okay. Sorry, Harriet. So sorry. Oh, I'm very happy he looks after her well. Though a 6'2" man, a 6'2" and 18 stone man. Well, no, I don't think he's 18 stone, but sorry for making that naughty guess. But I imagine he is a good protector to your little girl. And you'd be a good protector to her as well. Because you want about a good 4 to 5 inches taller than she is. And, you know, say you're giving her a hug, you can just hug her like protectively, like she's your little girl. You know, you really could, couldn't you? With one hand holding the back of her head, and the other hand holding her shoulder, or the arm round the shoulder part. You'd still be able to, I think she'd certainly be small enough for you to still do that, but sorry if it was going too far. I wouldn't want to be 140. I'd be too light on that. I really wouldn't. 135, 140 pounds, I'd be far too light if I was that weight. Well, especially when I used to be 130 pounds. I mean, you'd be surprised hearing this, Quake Girl, but until 2021, I used to weigh 130 pounds, which is 9 stone 4 pounds. So can you imagine that on a 5'8" man, 130 pounds? Could one imagine that on a 5'8" man? Do share your thoughts. Oh, you have love. I could imagine you'd have lovely cuddles when you meet. No, you'd still be able to give her a lovely cuddle because she's shorter than you. And yes, you're very protective. Well, taking into account the way you'd be able to cuddle and hug her, that does show your protective motherly side, doesn't it? No, Yes, Harriet, you started Naked Gate, didn't you? Bloody Naked Gate. But not the Naked Gun, at least. No. I'm happy learning you have lovely cuddles when you meet. I'm happy learning that. You know, Nutmeg would be able to give her a lovely cuddle as well, couldn't she? You know? You're sat here smiling and your face is like, oh, oh God. Well, taking into account you are the same weight as me, Craig girl. So, which is, well, you're both taller and you weigh more than either sometimes the same weight or sometimes way more than my best friend David, but my weight, which is 70 kilos, 154 pounds, or 11 stone. That's exactly my weight. But you have something in common with one of my friends, Craig girl. My friend Mary, she's my weight as well. And what? Dawn Marie is another example, and she's my height and my weight. The only thing you cuddle these days are your dogs. Oh, I'm the same weight as your son. Gosh. Oh, wow. Is he my height, by the way? Well, I don't know if he's my height or not, but interesting learning he's my weight. Now, imagine your dogs are very cuddly. No, imagine a lot of German Shepherds are cuddly. German Shepherds, they do look like cuddly dogs. Certainly, I mean, by and large, big. By and large, big. But they certainly do look like soft, cuddly dogs. Certainly, St. Bernards look soft and cuddly. He's 5'8" and weighs 9 That's 2 stone short of my weight. I'm 11 stone. 11 stone's 154 pounds. 9 stone is 126. Is it's 14 pounds for every stone, to put it mathematically, Craig girl. But gosh, he's 4 pounds less than the weight I used to be. Can I tell you something, Quake girl? I used to be 9 stone 4 until 2021. That was, but it was since 2021 that I got to the 11 stone of weight, or 154 pounds of weight that I am now. I mean, you know, so gosh, some surprising revelations in here. Really, by and large, surprising revelations. But, you know, it's really, Quake girl, it's really been since about 2021 since I've largely remained at the 11 stone of weight that I am now. And I have a few friends who weigh exactly the same as I do. You know, Dawn Marie is an example of somebody who's my weight. And Mary, my friend Mary, she's another example of a lady who's my weight as well. So, but gosh, your son is petite. Quake girl. I hope it's not too much asking you this, Quake girl, but how do you feel about your son being as small as he is now? Sharegate. Your son is trying to put on I can imagine. No, I could well and truly imagine, yeah. No, I could well and truly imagine that, for sure. Oh, gosh. This is But can I tell you something, or ask you something? You're 55, but 5 humour wise. No, I know that, Harriet, I know that. No. Samantha, weight gate would be something completely different to this. No, weight gate, Samantha, was the banter Sapper and I had. That was really the weight gate. The weight gate was when we were like skinny git and huge git together, and when I was throwing it towards other people, which I really should never have done. I was throwing it towards other people. And that was when the trouble began because of who I said it to. And once I said it to one of my friends and it greatly upset her, that was when things went dreadfully wrong, no, painfully wrong, in fact. And because of that, and because it went painfully wrong after that, I had to retire Weightgate. Weightgate is not about talking about what one weighs. Weightgate was when I was saying things like skinny git or huge git, etc., etc. Or I only share this once, but this was the range I would have said it if one revealed what their weight was to me, and if I saw them on a live again before what I said to my friend that greatly upset her. If anybody was anywhere between 140 to 160 pounds or 10 to 11 and a half stone, that range would have been skinny git range. Anything from 11 and a half to 14 stone, that would have been big git range. 14 to 18 stone would have been huge git. 18 stone plus would have been anything beyond 18 stone or 252 pounds or over. It would have been huge git plus. Anything less than 140 pounds, going from 9 to 10 stone, that would have been petite git, or anything less than 9 stone or less than 126 pounds, it would have been petite git plus. That's how the range would have went in regard to Weightgate. So that was how Weightgate was. Weightgate was not talking about how much one weighs. Weightgate was saying things like petite git plus or petite git or skinny git or big git or huge git plus. That was Weightgate. No, I had to retire that, unfortunately, Harriet, because that was the day I'd offended somebody and greatly upset her. AARP, what is the AARP? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's something for a non-profit organisation, AARP. I remember you saying you were 55, Nutmeg, but you were 55 in June. Oh, happy birthday for June. My birthday's June as well. You're 63, almost 64. Really, Zeph? I didn't know that. How interesting. How very interesting. I know how old both yourself and Nutmeg are. It did. I just looked it up, Nutmeg, and it said exactly that. But apparently, according to MSCR ERS, you can retire from MSCRS at any age if you have 20 or more years of state service. If you have 10 or more years of service, you can retire at 55 or 60, depending on your higher state. But the full retirement is 66, 67, so you're just over a decade off of retirement age, Nutmeg. The male eventually stops, yeah. Yes. But having heard about AARP, I do know it's an organisation for seniors because I looked it up. I know what the thing is for retirement in the UK, but I wouldn't. Oh, another 10 years. Gosh, just over a decade. You got banned from the Daily Mail. Gosh, Harriet. Oh, dear. That is a oops, yes. Well and truly an oops. Oh, no. Oh, Quake Girl, you had a heart attack. Oh, no. Oh, Quake Girl, my Edmund, he suffered a severe heart attack. He had a heart attack and he was only about 50 when he had a heart attack. But you're 56 and you had a heart attack. No, yes, hugs to Quake Girl. Oh, hugs to her. You know. I mean, I just hope she's careful giving. I mean, I know she said she always has lots of nice cuddles and hugs whenever she sees her little daughter. But I just hope it doesn't hurt her little daughter, the hugs and cuddles she gives her. You had a heart attack in March. Oh, and you're only nearly 53. God, that's too young. It's too young to have a heart attack. Awful. My Edmund, my late grandfather Edmund, he was a heart attack victim. He suffered a severe heart attack when he was only about 50. So, I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine having a heart attack when you're about 50? His was a very severe one, which required quadruple bypass surgery. So, can you imagine that? He subsequently underwent the quadruple bypass surgery, but sadly, when the surgeons finished his bypass surgery, they accidentally damaged his esophagus. So, can you imagine that? So, post bypass surgery, he couldn't swallow as well. So eating and drinking just wasn't his pleasurable enjoyment, and he only ate child-sized portions and only drank in child-sized amounts. So can you imagine that? You regularly have heart palpitations and you absolutely hate them. Oh no. Oh no, Nutmeg, I'm so sorry hearing that. I'm so sorry hearing this. No, really, I'm well and truly sorry hearing about this. Hugs to you, Nutmeg. Seeing we've now had to send the hugs to Quake Girl, it's now hugs to you. Hugs to you. We're so sorry about your heart palpitations. I mean, that is just terrible. You would rush to surgery. I think the word you're looking for is stent. Stent is the word you're looking for. Samantha, stent is the word you're looking for. You find taking so many tablets that I can imagine, bloody hell, I can buy a large imagine. Harrison Ford gives you heart palpitations. In what way? In what way, Harriet? Because you had to be fitted with a stent. Samantha, bloody hell, awful. I'm so sorry hearing about this. Only 53 and had to be fitted with a stent. God, that is so truly awful. I'm extremely sorry hearing this because he is a handsome man. Harrison Ford is a well and truly handsome man. No, Harrison Ford, he's 82, to tell you all things, Samantha. He's 82, not 100. But he doesn't look it at all. For 82, I think he looks about 59 instead of 82. I think he looks younger than 60, and yet he's in his 80s. He could pass, really. I think Harrison Ford, instead of 82, I think he could pass to being about anywhere between 64 to 66. So, I mean, he well and truly does not look his age, and he really couldn't even pass for being a man over 80. He really couldn't. you're supposed to get echocardiogram regularly. You have to find a new cardiologist. Oh, gosh. Oh, dear, something happened to your cardiologist. Oh, awful. They couldn't stent, though, as it was too blocked. So I feel like the Walking Dead. Oh. You have 21 tablets. Oh, I can imagine it is a well and true nightmare. Awful. I mean, oh, Craig girl, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your ordeal. No, really, I am. You also have hypothyroidism. So you're always. Oh, I'm so sorry, Samantha. I'm well and truly sorry. Anyone here, we are all. Anyhow, here we all are today. Yes, no, that's the main thing. We're all here and we survived health trouble. The well and truly main thing is that we all survived health. We've all survived our health troubles. That's the main thing. How am I for health? I get out of breath far too easily if I run. So, I mean, everybody's health is different, but those of you who are not in good health, I'm so sorry. I'm well and truly sorry. It's really awful when one's health goes downhill. It is well and truly awful when this happens. I mean, really. I could say that without questionable doubt. It's awful when it happens. Hope you can find a remedy for your heart, yes. We all stand beside one another, Craig girl. What's most important is we all have one's back when they've been put through the pains with health trouble. I know, Samantha, it really is well and truly frightening. It's well and truly frightening, I must say. The most major thing you survived was a rollover wreck. Had a concussion for about a year. A year of concussion. Oh, that is painful. That's well and truly painful. It is so frightening. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, really, Samantha, thank you for having Quake Girl's back. I think the thing you'd be awaiting from Quake Girl is a nice protective handheld hug from her. I mean, after all, she always has lots of lovely cuddles and hugs with her daughter, her little daughter, by and large. So I think the hugs you could expect from her are nice, protective, tightly held, or tightly handheld hugs. Lots of Aroha love and Kia K. Oh. Hugs to you always, Samantha. Hugs to you always. Good question, Nutmeg. Very good question indeed. Very, very good. Well and truly good question. No. I don't mind a hug. I don't mind a nice hug, Quake Girl. I mean, one of my friends, she said that Thank you, Nutmeg. Thank you for the kindly, timely reminder. Thank you. But Quake Girl, I'm happy with hugs. You know, I mean, after all, you always have lots of nice hugs and cuddles with your little daughter, don't you? And plus, because she's small enough for you to hug and cuddle her like your little girl, with one hand holding the back of her head and the other hand wrapped around her shoulders. Yeah, I could imagine, I could imagine you not wanting to let her go when giving her all the hugs and cuddles. I imagine she probably has to say, "Could you let me go, please? I think you've hugged me long and tightly enough." That's my guess, but I'm sorry if I came under the wrong naughty impression. But speaking of huggers, Quake Girl, uh, you know, my friend Wifey, she's a real hugger. And her grandchildren, Quake Girl, to tell you something, Wifey's grandchildren, Quake Girl, they have to give her a hug. If they don't give her a hug, she'll be upset. Can you imagine that? Oh no, Nutmeg, you had a severe whiplash accident in 2000, but it wasn't from auto accident, more like drunken accident in Irish pub when you lived in a. Oh, I'm sorry hearing this. I'm so sorry hearing this. No, Wifey is a beautiful soul, yes. If her grandchildren don't give her hugs, she gets upset. I'm so sorry about your whiplash, Nutmeg. I'm so sorry about your whiplash, Nutmeg. No, really, I'm well and truly sorry about your whiplash. Oh, sorry, Nutmeg. Oops. Sorry I got you annoyed right now. Really? Well, if this is indeed true, well, please correct me in case I'm wrong, but is it really true that your daughter has to ask you to let her go whenever you're giving her hugs and cuddles? Is that true? Oh, that's a lovely way to go, Samantha. Every time your children leave, you always you always kiss, hug, and say, "I love." Oh, that's lovely. That's well and truly lovely. No, Samantha, that is so lovely that you do that. That's really lovely. How wonderful learning of this from you. You know, it's a bit like with Wifey and her grandchildren. Every time they see her, they always have to hug her. It is important, yes. What is it? Yes, same, Samantha. Then you cry when they leave a big sook. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, that is one accident. That's one hell of an accident. Yes, that is ouch, Harriet. No, that really is one hell of an accident. Oh, I never. I never knew up till recently. I never knew up till recently you're quite a keen pub goer, Nutmeg. I never could have known this up to now. I mean, really, I well and truly never could have known this. Am I a pub goer? Not regular, no. I don't mind a nice once or twice monthly visit to a pub, but I'm not a regular pub goer by all means. But gosh, Nutmeg, what a hell of an ordeal you had. Really, one big, huge ordeal, I must say. I honestly thought you were American, Nutmeg, but gosh, I didn't realize you're Irish. I honestly thought you were American because I'm pretty certain you're located over in Massachusetts. But I'm sorry I annoyed you. Oh, Irish American, sorry. I never could have known. I really, well and truly, never knew that pubs are in the Irish blood. I really never knew that up to now. I mean, really, I didn't. Sorry about this. Do 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 do. Too old for the pub? I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't have thought so, Quake Girl. I mean, I wouldn't have thought at your age you'd be too old for pub going. Took 10 years off your liver. Yeah. Gotta be careful how much you drink. Weekly pub going, I think it's too much. Once or twice monthly, I think, is probably about the max limit, in my opinion. Not weekly or daily or nightly. Yeah. But I remember you saying you lived in Ireland for nearly 4 years. I know that, Nutmeg. I well and truly know. I have been abroad before, Quake Girl, yes, I have. But I've never been outside of Europe before. I've never been outside of Europe as of yet. But I have been abroad, yes. You can't do people anymore, really? You like your own company best, an online company. You can't do people. Oh, do you believe it's because people's behaviour is worsened, or are there other reasons behind it, Quake Girl, if I may ask you? I remember you saying before, Nutmeg, your grandmother was from County Kerry. I remember you saying before, yes. I'd love a proper fish pie. I like a fish pie too. You prefer some meat with your two veg. I never knew, Quake Girl can't do people anymore. I really never knew she couldn't do people now. Surprisingly. You've never had a fish pie before, Nutmeg? Gosh, wow. Wow. Fish pie in a country. Yes, that is true. This is completely true, Harriet. Yes. This is well and truly completely true. You make a damn good fish pie, if I do say so. Oh, okay. I never knew you were fish. I never knew you could make a good fish pie. Impressive. To die for. Yeah, to die for. Lucky Nutmeg, I know. She's never had a fish pie. That is by and large surprising. That's by and large surprising. Long lost twin. Oh. And you'll have to check Jamie Oliver for a fish pie. Okay. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you for your friendliness towards Quake Girl. Thank you. Thank you. No, I could imagine, Harriet. I could well and truly imagine this. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can really well and truly relate to that. I know. It's quite a complex recipe, too, by all means. Oh, sorry about that. You had beef Wellington at Gordon Ramsay. Interesting. Has everything in it. Scallops. This is true. This is true, Quake Girl. This is very true, yes. Never ever name your food. Love me some Yorkshire pudding. Oh, wow. Happy learning that. By and large, interesting. A good Yorkshire pudding, it goes well with a nice roast dinner, though. You're vulnerable to that, really. Oh gosh, I didn't know that much, Meg. Wow. Wow. Gordo does a blah bolognese, though. Disappointing. Thank you, Quake Girl. Thank you for your friendliness towards Sam. Thank you. Thank you. Progress with the merch yet? Um, haven't made a start on it as of yet, Harriet. No, not as of yet. But Daphne's okay, Quake Girl. Thank you. Daphne's okay. She's completely okay. Thank you. Your cats are awake. Oh gosh, wow. Yes, but originally what I had in plan, but Sapple advised against it. But understandably advised against. We're selling things like shirts, jumpers, cardigans, fleeces, polo shirts, and skirts and things, or scarves and all that. But Sapple advised against it, and he said focus on t-shirts and mugs. Thank you, Quake Girl. My Daphne is a beautiful girl. I agree with you totally on that. Beautiful, beautiful girl, Daphne. On vegetarian, nor will I ever be. I'm grateful for them. I will only buy from places that humanly take care of animals. Oh, okay. Oh, you're not an. Oh, okay. You haven't been exposed to it. They're raised for a purpose, and when you know that going in, you look at it differently. I've kept. Yes, I have. I have had it. Yes, yes. Saying how hard it is to eat lamb after living in Ireland. Oh gosh, wow. Yes, yes, I remember Harriet. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Marcia! Hello to Marcia. Hello, hello to Marcia. What a lovely surprise to see you on here. Trying to think, strangest thing I've ever eaten, Quake Girl. Don't remember. Trying to think. It's a good question, but complicated to answer to. Pretty hell. Oh, God. But good question, good question. Very good question. I've never eaten alligator. I don't think I could bear to eat an alligator, I'm afraid. No. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for your friendliness towards Marcia. Thank you. Thank you. I've never eaten alligator. To be honest, I don't think I could bear to eat an alligator, I'm afraid. No. No. I wouldn't even try an alligator. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. You refuse to eat kangaroo. I do the same thing. I do completely the same thing, Samantha. I would do completely the exact same thing too. I wouldn't be surprised, Nutmeg. They eat a lot of snails in France. Frog legs and snails are yum. Oh. That's known as escargot, yes. Blah. You're not brave with food. Oh. Oh. You know, frog legs and escargot, just dump the butter and... Hope no... I imagine a lot are getting very hungry seeing all of this. That's the meat I mostly eat, chicken, Samantha. I mostly eat generally a fruit and vegetable and fish diet, generally. The only meat I eat more of is chicken, but other meats I eat them in very, very limited amounts, or not very, or seldom often. Dog woke you up. Oh, did Sky woke you up, Marcia? It sounds fun earlier. Okay, well, Marcia, speaking of arm gait, I was showing what my arm looks like. It's probably going to by and large surprise you greatly, but this is what my arm looks like. Can you imagine an arm like this on a man? Can you imagine a skinny arm like this on a man? I mean, do share your thoughts on my arm, Marcia. I mean, what are your thoughts on a skinny arm like this on a man? Personally, I think it's okay. I'm happy with skinny arms, but what do you think in the chat? What do all of you think of an arm like this? For those of you who just saw what my arm looks like, what do you think on skinny arms like mine on a man? Do share your thoughts. Oh, thank you, great girl. Thank you. It's a good arm. Okay. Friends source the Netherlands. Oh, friends source in the Netherlands. I think we could serve your arm. I think we could serve your arms up as frog legs. Oh, Nutmeg. You've been warned. I told him he needs a boob gate tattoo. I'm not going to have a boob gate tattoo. End off.
Var det så?
Huge. Yeah, big. Oh, and hello to Heather. Heather Arredondo. Hello, hello, hello to Heather. Hello, hello, hello to you indeed. Certainly is a hello to Heather indeed, Quake Gal. Though, but Marcia, since you saw what my, well, it's possible you saw what my arm looks like, but what's your thoughts on an arm like this on a man? What's your thoughts on a skinny arm like this on an arm? I mean, well, Nutmeg, was it Nutmeg or Quake Girl who said that I have a good arm? It was my brother's arm who showed his arm. But seeing you on here that you missed. Thank you, Quake Girl, thank you. What are your thoughts? Do share your overall thoughts on seeing a skinny arm like this on a man. Do share your overall thoughts. Arm engage is the newest thing. Not really. We look similar, Samantha, but I wouldn't say we're alike, no. Got completely different interests amongst one another. But thank you, Quake Girl, for saying that my arm fits me perfectly. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Marcia. Thank you. But it was you who said you preferably prefer a cuddly man who's big enough to cuddle. I remember you saying that to me before, Marcia, that you preferably prefer men who are big enough to hug and cuddle, or cuddly. No, I don't think I was working it out, Heather. No. I'm not showing my feet. I'm not showing my feet on a live, no. I think I would look weird with big muscles. I think I would, to be honest with you, Quake Girl, yes. I think I would look weird with big arms. I mean, I'm not a particularly big person, as you know. Your brother died. Oh no, Samantha, he died age 37, pancreatitis. Awful. Oh dear. It is Marcia. Nutmeg, yes. That is the Marcia. Nutmeg. Yes, I'm extremely sorry, Samantha, about the loss of your brother. 37 pancreatitis, that is just devastating. That's heartbreaking. That's well and truly heartbreaking. Thank you, Heather. Thank you. Thank you for saying I'm perfect just the way I am. All people. Yes, no, not everyone is muscular. Yes, you're completely right, Marcia. Yes, you're well and truly completely right. Your cats won't go out. I could imagine they wouldn't go out in such strong winds. I could imagine. Pancreatitis is completely different, Nutmeg. Zeph is right on that. Pancreatitis is completely different to cancer in the pancreas. Pancreatitis and pancreatic cancer are two separated different things. You know, but Heather, our lovely, wonderful, delightful Heather, I mean, doesn't anybody know how lovely you really are or how wonderful you really are as a friend? But thank you for saying I am perfect just the way I am. Don't you know how perfect you are? Please, what I would say is don't change. Don't change. Your core personality traits are perfect just the way they are. And to tell you something, Heather, seeing that you're here, some of my newfound friends, Laurie, for example, she said I looked perfect just the way I am, and I looked better with the extra pounds of weight on me. Because to tell you something, Heather, before 2021, I weighed 130 pounds, which is the equivalent of 9 stone 4 pounds in my neck of the woods. But since 2021, I went up over 20 pounds. I went up 24 pounds to 154 pounds, which is the equivalent of 11 stone. And I've largely remained 11 stone, 154 pounds, since 2021. You like big cut. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, Marcia. But you'd cuddle any sized man. I'm happy learning you'd cuddle any sized man, even though you've got an affinity for large, cuddly men, as you said to me before. Something you've got a huge affinity for. Yes, it is, lovely, Marcia. No, I'd cuddle you any time. No, I really would. I'd cuddle you, your cats, and your dog any time. No, I would cuddle all of you. I really would. You don't drink alcohol. Alcohol's not for everybody. You just do me. Yes. A cuddle. Yes. Well, like you said before, Craig girl, you always have lots of lovely hugs and cuddles with your little daughter, don't you? Since your little daughter's quite little, shorter than you always get lots of lovely hugs and cuddles with her that you always have. Don't like the taste or feeling of out of control. No, that is true. Yeah, understandable. Oh, God. Harriet, you're bringing out a lot of big reveals, aren't you? The thing that's never going to happen, by the way, Harriet, what's absolutely never, never, never going to happen is thumb gauge or toe gauge. This is never going to happen. You're laughing like mad in the chat. Your doctor gives you meds. Oh, God. Don't worry about it, Marcia. Don't worry about missing anything. Please don't worry. Don't you worry about a thing, my lovely. Don't worry. Keeping Marcia abreast of the chat. Okay. Okay, now this makes a questionable sense. In the questioning ground of everything, it makes some purposeful sense. Yeah. We're going to finish up in about 5 minutes, okay, everybody? We'll finish up about 3:35 a.m. UK time. So we'll do a little more, but we're not going to beat any records tonight, I'm afraid. Because don't think it's the right day to beat records today, but oh, thank you. Thank you, Heather, saying I'm super cute. Oh, thank you. Your son is I remember you saying you've got a 19 and 21-year-old sons. Both your sons are younger than me. They're both younger than me. Noah the cat. Hello to Nicholas and Jen. Hello, Nicholas, Jen. Hello, Noah Bean. And hello to Senior Charles. Hello. Hi. Yes, I remember you saying you went dishwasher shopping. Yes, both you and Jen, I believe, went dishwasher shopping. It's getting late, time for bed. Yes, I could imagine. No. Oh, thank you, Marcia. Yes, I'd give you a hug any time. Of course I would. Thank you. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for your support towards me. Excuse me a moment. We've just got a wonderful man on here. A wonderful man and his wonderful wife and their wonderful and enchanted cats. If you just bear with me a few short moments. Right, here's the link here's the link to the Noah the Cat community because we've got Nicholas, Jen, Noah, and Charles on the chat just to tell everybody on things. So we've got please, for those of you who've not seen the channel, I'd certainly recommend one looks at the Noah the Cat community. I mean, Nicholas and Jen, the content you do showing Noah Bean and Senior Charles, it's well and truly wonderful content. Not only is it brilliant the content you do showing Noah and Charles, but whenever you're doing the live streams, it's always bringing the world together. It really well and truly brings the world together, the lives that you do. So I applaud you for all that you do, Nicholas, and certainly Jen too. Yes, cats rule, don't they, Heather? You have made my night. Oh, you're so lovely, Heather. You really are. You just slide in on the 20th of March. Interesting. 20th of March birthday. Wow. No. Who's Noah the Cat? Noah the Cat. If I link the content for you once again, Nutmeg, you'll see what I'm referring to. Just got to link it for you again. Or for those who are slow to notice. Yes, you're much more of a dog person than a cat person, Zeph. Yes, I well and truly know that. You was due for the 29th. Gosh, you would have had a leap birthday. Yes. Oh no, I'm so sorry hearing about your mother, Quake Girl. I'm so sorry hearing about the loss of your mother. Thank you, Harriet. Thank you for welcoming Noah Bean, Senior Charles, and Nicholas and Jen into the chat. Thank you. Thank you. You have both. The cats rule. Right, listen, we're going to finish in about 1 minute now. She's in the box beside you. Oh, how philosophically lovely, pointing beside you. Now, listen. We're going to finish up now because we're nearly at 3:35 UK time. So thank you all for taking part in the wonderful live stream. The late night live, sorry. Thank you all for taking part. All of you have been wonderful. A bit of quite a great few new gate things going on here, but other than that, it was wonderful. Well and truly wonderful. And I can see because a lot of you come into the late night lives and tune into the late night lives, I think they're becoming, in my personal opinion, generally well received. Because every replay I've checked on late night lives, they generally get over 100 views on the replay. It's a pleasure, Harriet and Samantha. Yes, thank you, Zeph. Thanks everybody for watching. Good night, and may your God go with you. Goodbye, and may your good wishes be bringing you great expectations of happiness. Oh, I'll give you a big hug before going to bed. Giving it now. Thanks all, over and out.